Good morning, America. How are you? It is Saturday, and I am back on the road. So, just walking out of Grants, New Mexico, on what is hopefully one of the last stretches of road walking here. The plan is to head to the base of Mount Taylor, which is at 11,300 feet or 3,500 meters. So I head to the base today, which is about 17 miles roughly, because that's where the last water source is, and then do the Mount Taylor alternate tomorrow, so I don't have to camp on top, which would probably be a great view, but also freezing cold. It's been getting into the 20s over the last couple of days, and it's probably not the best idea to camp on top of a mountain with that weather. I spent about 2.5 days here and primarily took care of my foot, which I think is a lot better now. I mean, it's still open and like somewhat work in progress, but it's a lot better now. It's clearly in a healthy place. These 2 days of rest did him really good. Pain is gone. I think it's pretty well cleaned and taped up for now. So I really do hope that it'll last and that hiking will not give it too much of a set. It's about 5 days to Cuba, New Mexico, which is the second to last stop in the state. And then it's Cuba to Ghost Ranch and Ghost Ranch to Chalma, which is at Cumbres Pass, which already marks the border to Colorado. And it's 200 miles from here, so it's going to be a while. But then we'll have finished New Mexico. Hooray! Well, one could think that New Mexico isn't very hitchhiker friendly. But behind that crest there on the right, it's a huge prison facility. That's why on this highway they're real sensible about people wearing bright orange tops. This one is easy to find. If I'm not mistaken, those 6 miles out of town were the last road walk in New Mexico, with the exception of walking into and out of Cuba. And I'm really looking forward to not having to walk on roads anymore. I really don't like it. The overall climb up to Mount Taylor is about 1,500 vertical meters or 4,500 feet. And we're gonna do a little less than half of that today, to the top of a plateau, stay the night there, and then do the remaining climb tomorrow morning. So I went from there through town, all the way down the road, past the prison, continue up there, and then climb up here. I think this bell probably marks the end of the climb. Oh look, we got a visitor. The guardian of the bell. Absolute peak trail quality up here. Perfect walking, fantastic tread, gentle slope. It's really the best you can ever wish for. A wild barbecue appears. That's a special kind of trail magic. Yeah. Not. Now up here at 2,500 meters on this plateau it's really the perfect conditions for hiking. It's about 70 degrees, dry, there's a light breeze, so it's just perfect. Couldn't be any better. Now, just at my lunch break, considering maybe changing my plan. I'll head to the next water source where the alt from Mount Taylor actually takes off, and then make that decision, because I was a little faster this morning than anticipated, and it might turn out that I will get there at around 3 already, and I don't really want to waste such a perfect hiking day by stopping at 3 already. The stay in Grants was really fun. We stayed at the Leisure Lodge, which is a top-notch place for hikers, and I'd say about 3/4 of the motel were stacked with hikers at the end of the week, and it's just I enjoy it a lot if everybody is coming in from the cold and enjoys the bed and the shower, and you know, you get to talk what their experiences were like. And since I was a day early due to the abortion of the last section with my foot, I was there before the majority of the bubble, and then everybody just kind of kept coming in all day long.
I know. Yeah, can you hear us?
All right, so what is your name?
My name's Mindy. I am waiting for a trail name for this trail, so for now it's just Mindy.
My name is Flotus.
And why have you decided to hike the CDT?
Well, I did the PCT last year and loved it so much, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have another chance to do any more trails besides this summer. So I was like, what's on the top of my list? And the next one is the CDT, so I decided to go for it. It's wild.
All right.
I did the Appalachian Trail, and then I did the PCT, and while I was on the PCT, I was like, I'm never doing the CDT. That sounds terrible.
And here you are.
I was like, you have to route find, there's no water, that sounds terrible. But then I was like, well, I would like the Triple Crown, so here I am.
For the
Okay.
Triple Crown.
Yes.
And how long have you been on the road now?
It's day 16.
Day 16?
Day
Okay.
16 for
Day
me.
18.
And how has the CDT been treating you?
It's given a few curveballs with some of this weather, rain, the cold weather in the morning, but it's been beautiful. So, and met a lot of good people. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, there's way more people than I thought there was going to be.
Thanks to
So
Trail
that's
Days.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Trail Days. And it's been treating me, it's been okay recently, but it was ridiculously brutal in the beginning, I will say. Like, I was like, I'm dying every day. So
Yeah.
somehow it was harder
tough.
than I thought it would be, even
Like
though,
trail aids were hard to get.
Yeah.
They're still not there.
yeah, but they're
All the way.
loading.
They're loading.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Grants was the last real city in New Mexico. There is Cuba, but it's fairly small. And then the next stop is already Ghost Ranch, which is essentially just a compound, and Chama after that, which is, I'm not sure if it's actually still in New Mexico or in Colorado, but anyway, it's right on the border. So since it was a real city, almost everybody took a zero. A lot of them took double zeros as well. Some had family come to town. So it was a huge gathering. But outside of town, so now back here, you already noticed that the kind of bubble draws out already. So it's not as clumped as it was in southern New Mexico. And you meet maybe 2 or 3 people a day, if at all. And it'll probably continue to be like that all the way into Colorado. And a fun little side story. I actually met 2 more people from Switzerland. So with Daniel, who now goes by Taylor Swiss, and myself, and this couple, it's already 4 of us out here. And they are, of all the places in Switzerland, from Ftan, which is a tiny little village in Grisons. But I'd only seen them in logbooks before, and I met them here in town, and probably see them out here again soon. So, in case I run out of money, I might just come back and wash myself some gold. So I've spontaneously decided to not take the alternate and continue on the red line instead. And the main reason for that is that I wanted to continue hiking for another 2 hours. The problem is though that the alternate is a dry alternate, and this I just stopped was the last water source, so that would have meant that I would have had to carry the entire water for camp and the entire alternate up the mountain, and in addition it would have put me at 11,000 feet for the night, because I would have to sleep up on the ridge or the peak actually. And both of these things are not really appealing to me. So I decided against that, so I just carried out a little water. We'll do another 2 hours on the red line. Today is extremely enjoyable. The trail has climbed out of Grants up to, we're about 2,900 meters now, and it's done so very gradually, and so you saw a lot of diversity today, from the sandy desert down near Grants up to these almost alpine pine forests up here. And for the last couple of hours it's mostly been going through forest, but very gently. So it's even though we're in a mountainous region, the trail is extremely nice to walk. Not only in terms of how it's adapted to the slope, but also in terms of its tread. It's really soft, a pine needle and forest floor, and the trail is in magnificent condition. It's just wonderful walking.
Okay, wrapping today up. Ended up doing precisely 20 miles, and I'm now on the high point behind Mount Taylor on a plateau. I'm quite happy with my choice. The trail was really nice. I like that. The water situation is also better both today, and it will be better tomorrow as well. And I also didn't really want to overdo it with my foot. So the foot held up pretty well. A small blister developed little sideways from my problem spot, but I intervened right away, and I think it's going to be fine. Specifically the spot that was really troubling me held up well during the day. I'm really happy about that. In about a week I'll get new shoes, and then I can try. It's a similar pair but slightly different. It doesn't have drop in them, so I will look forward to trying whether that will resolve the issue completely. So tonight I'm camping at just shy of 3,000 meters, so it's probably going to be a pretty cold night. Got my filter in my bag, and tomorrow I'll be heading out with first sunshine around 6:40 is roughly when the sun goes up, and then I'll try to do a little more than 20 maybe.